Next, please.
Can I have a single to the city centre, please?
A single? Of course. Here you are.
Oh, how long does it take?
About 30 minutes.
What time's the next train?
The next train's at 3:15.
Which platform does it leave from?
Platform 3, over there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've got a really busy day today. At 8:30 I have a breakfast meeting with Mrs. Jensen at ALC. Then I have to be back by 10 for a meeting with Bob and Sean. Before lunch, around 11:45, I'm seeing Helen to go through the sales report. Then it's off to lunch at 1 with Dan Chester. He's from Karanko. After lunch, I've got to go to GEO International for another meeting. That's from 2:30 to around 4. And finally, it's back to collect Janet from school at 5:15. What a day!
Okay, the quickest way is to turn right onto Broadway, then turn left into Willow Way.
Okay.
Then go along Willow Way until you reach Oak Street.
Oak Street?
Yes, then turn left into Oak Street. Go along Oak Street, then straight over Ribbon Hill into Archway.
So, straight over Ribbon Hill into Archway?
Yes, go along Archway until you reach Museum Street. Then you'll see it in front of you.
Thank you very much.
Why have you got blue plasters on your knees? What happened?
I fell off my bike yesterday while I was coming home from Tom's house.
Ouch! How did it happen?
I was cycling down the hill when a cat ran across the road. I tried to stop, but the road was wet and I fell off.
What happened to the cat?
The cat was fine. It just ran up a tree. But I cut my knees quite badly and my bike was a mess.
How did you get home?
Well, fortunately, while I was picking up my bike, Dad drove past.
That was lucky.
Really lucky. He put my bike into the car and took me home.
So, are you ready for 3 hours of Romeo and Juliet? The play starts at 2 o'clock.
I'm fine, but it hurts when I bend my knees.
That's okay. We've got standing tickets. You can keep your knees straight.
My favourite film of all time, Men in Black. Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones are in this film. Will Smith is a police officer who works with Agent K in Washington, D.C. The men work in a big office under the ground, and their job is to find dangerous aliens. It's a great comedy film, which has some scary moments too. Mean Girls. This film is a romance about a girl called Katie who goes to a new school. Here, she meets a group of girls called the Plastics. They hang out at a cafe where she meets Aaron. She falls in love with him and her problems begin. Toy Story 3. This is an animated film about a toy called Woody and his friends, Buzz Lightyear and Mr. Potato Head. There's also a dog which bends called Slinky Dog. The toys live in a school where children come and play with them. The kids aren't nice, so Woody and his friends try to go back to their own home. It's an amazing film for all ages.
The Mayflower. The first English people travelled to America in 1620 on a ship called the Mayflower. There were 102 men, women and children on the ship. They are usually called the Pilgrims. They left England because the king didn't like their religion. The Mayflower was a very small boat for the journey of 4,500 kilometres. The ceiling was very low, so some passengers couldn't stand up, and there wasn't a toilet. When they left the English port of Plymouth on the 6th of September 1620, it was good weather. But there were storms on the Atlantic Ocean, and the waves were huge. A lot of the passengers and workers were seasick. One sailor and one passenger died. After 66 days, the Mayflower arrived at Cape Cod, Massachusetts. It was winter, and there was a lot of snow, so the Pilgrims stayed on the ship until spring. There wasn't much food, and it was very cold. A lot of them died. By spring, only 53 passengers were still alive. A Native American called Squanto from the Wampanoag tribe helped the Pilgrims. He taught them to catch fish and grow vegetables. He also showed them useful plants, which were medicines. In the summer of 1621, the Pilgrims harvested the food on their farms. In the autumn, the Pilgrims gave thanks for the harvest, and they invited Squanto and his tribe to a meal. The Wampanoags brought a lot of food: turkey, fish, beans, and berries. Today, people in the USA have a holiday and a special meal every November on Thanksgiving Day. And they remember the Pilgrims who gave thanks for the harvest in 1621.
Do you like French food? If so, you will love Chateau François on the corner of John Street and Richardson Avenue. Stop by for dinner to enjoy traditional French cuisine, escargot, homemade bread and fine wines. For dessert, why don't you try pastries with fresh fruit and rich dark chocolate? The thing that makes Chateau François truly unique is the restaurant's location. Our newly designed chef's deck overlooks our estate vineyards and the beautiful Pontemac River. Enjoy the view as you relax over a glass of wine. We look forward to seeing you for dinner.
Good afternoon. I need to remind you of an upcoming event prior to the beginning of our meeting. Newport painters are arriving on Tuesday to paint the offices in the west wing of our building. The painters should be here for 3 days. If you have an office in the west wing, be sure to contact Miss Peters in Human Resources to find out where you will be relocated to. Furthermore, remove all confidential files by the end of business on Monday. If you have any further questions, speak to Ms. Peters.
Good evening, Office Depot shoppers. This is your Office Depot sales manager, Kendra Williams, informing you of some tremendous discounts we have for you in the store today. In our stationery section, all computer paper is available at a 20% discount. Also, shoppers with an Office Depot preferred customer card will receive an additional 5% off of all purchases. Don't forget the electronics department, where computers, faxes, and printers are also on sale. And remember to pick up our new fall catalog as you leave the store. It's your way of learning more about all that Office Depot has to offer.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming to this year's conference on organizational behavior. My name is Francis Lee, and I'll be chairing the conference for the next 3 days. Each day we'll discuss a new area of organizational behavior. A few of the concepts we'll be covering include hiring practices, group dynamics, and project management. Each of you will be responsible for responding daily to the lectures and posting your responses on our conference website, which also maintains a chat room for you to discuss ideas with your colleagues. Undoubtedly, during the conference, you will benefit both from the lectures themselves and by interacting with your colleagues. We wish you good luck over the next 3 days.